Hi, I'm Karen from Accentuate the Positive Radio and also Blissful Beings. I'm somebody that speaks to teachers. I'm somebody that attracts teachers. Teachers of upliftment, teachers of healers, people that are teaching about how we get in touch with our inner self and our inner being. Teachers of enlightenment. I started this journey when I was 15. My mother was very sick with cancer and I had a million questions. You know those questions, why? Why do we get sick? Where do we go when we die? What happens before we get here? A million questions, and that set me on a journey to find the answers to those questions. And it's been a long and varied life. It's not over yet, not dead yet, but it's been a fantastic journey. I started it in my early 20s. I started studying, seeking answers to questions. I studied as a naturopath. I did 5 years full-time study. Didn't find any answers there, although I did learn all about body physiology, anatomy. I learned all about herbs, homeopathy. I learned how to massage. I was really great at that. And then I had a baby. Oh, now that was the best lesson I ever had, having a baby, because if you really want to see yourself, you will see yourself in the people that are closest to you. They will reflect back your most dominant thought forms, and children do it so beautifully. I know my daughter, when she argues with me and I say, don't be so argumentative, she says, where do you think I get it from, Mum? And I go, yeah, okay, fair enough, I'll give you that. So that was another journey. And then I opened a furniture shop because I love things, you know, pretty things. But I found that 5 years running a furniture shop, I just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right for me. Every time somebody said, what do you do? I'd say, I'm a retailer. I have a furniture shop. I sell stuff. I sell homewares, and none of it felt right. So I had to go back into what I was here to do, and that was to find out more about who we are and to teach that. So another journey, worked as a masseuse, traveling around, massaging people from all around the world, massaged movie stars, stressed executives, spiritual people. But what I found is when I put my hands on people, I could feel them. I could see them. I could tune into their thoughts. I knew their every desire. I knew who they were. I knew what they wanted. I knew what they were afraid of. Often I saw past lives. So I had to explore that further. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? I remember talking to a friend of mine and I said, I think I have to speak to a spiritual healer because something's happening to me and I don't know what it is. And spiritual healer back then seemed so weird to me, so weird. What is a spiritual healer? Weird, but exciting. And I set forth on another journey trying to discover what this spiritual healing was all about. I remember once I went to a spiritual healer down in Double Bay. I was young, 20-something-year-old, massaging, and I had on my card all these different things, Reiki, reflexology, you name it. And she looked at my card and she said, you sure you haven't forgotten something? And I thought to myself, I'm trying to prove something. I'm trying to say that I'm an expert, and I was no expert at the time because I really wanted to know what all this spiritual healing was about. How do I know these things? So people came into my life that showed me. One of the most fantastic courses I ever did was theta healing. Viana Steibel landed in Australia, and I was one of the first people to contact her. Somebody contacted me and said, come on, we've got to go do this DNA course. We've got to go do a what? We've got to go do a DNA course. So we went up to somewhere near Newcastle and studied Orion or theta healing. It was called Orion healing back then. We were still calling it theta healing and Orion healing. And the next time she came out, I studied some more, and I was one of the first teachers in Australia to start teaching it. Fantastic stuff. But it really showed me how amazingly psychic I am, how psychic we all are, how we can tap into that flow of energy, that flow of infinite information. If we need it, we can see inside the body. Oh, so many delicious things happened during that course that started to expand my understanding about who I am as a multidimensional being, who I am as the creator of my own reality. It was exciting times. But those questions didn't stop. How do I create exactly? I'd been playing with this concept for a long time. I'd read a lot of books. I'd read a lot of books on the subject. But knowing this intellectually, it really doesn't teach you how it works. You really have to live it. And you know what? We live it every day. We live it every day because every day what we're experiencing is a reflection of the dominant thoughts that we hold within us. Not a reflection of every thought, but a reflection of the dominant thoughts we hold within us. And then it begs the question, what are the dominant thoughts we hold within us? What are we thinking most of the time? You can never know what you're thinking most of the time because you have so many thoughts that are going through your head all the time. But you do always know how you feel most of the time. And that's the really important part of all of this. It's your emotional feedback system. As Esther Hicks would call it, your emotional guidance system. So tuning into that and listening to that is one of the most important things that we've discovered in this day of the expansion of the goddess, if you like, or the expansion of our creative and intuitive abilities. I was once talking to a young kid who was completely lost when it came to anything academic at school, but an incredible musician and an amazing artist. And he was sitting with his mother at a cafe scribbling, drawing these drawings that were amazing, and quite shut down because the school was not celebrating who he was because he was failing in his academic studies. But his art was amazing. And I just reminded him that the people in the world that get paid the most amount of money are the creative ones. They're the singers, the actors, the writers. They're the people that have creative thought, the inventors. Look at Apple. It takes a coherence of intuitive, creative, and academic. But really, we're in a day and age where our intuitive and creative abilities are being celebrated more than ever before. We weren't brought up that way. Our schools were not promoting that, but I am. So if you're interested in knowing more about how you are the creator of your own reality and you want to know more about being a deliberate creator of your own reality, contact me for a private session or come to our Conscious Creating events in Sydney. Also, Genius Creators Online. Give me a call or send me an email. Go to KarenSwain.com. Come along and say hi. See you there. Bye for now.